Let AJ Doman Chevrolet be your one stop for all your business needs in 2025. Whether it's a service body, a flatbed, or a chassis for a custom upfit, we got you covered. And we know time's important, so we have a large selection of work-ready trucks on hand. AJ Doman Chevrolet, servicing the area for over 35 years at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge in Berwick. AJ Doman Chevrolet, your business elite dealer.
We are back, and Councilwoman Kim Chauvin, the co-chair of the Terrebonne Parish Council, is here. And we've had her on quite a bit in the last few days, but good to see you. Good morning to you, Kim.
Good morning. It's been a day.
Oh, I know. Now, in what I was telling the people, because I guess I've been doing this for so long, everybody, I find day one of an emergency, everybody's pretty good. Day two, but then people start getting tired. Mm-hmm. And then things start happening. And the water pipes start burst. We don't. This is one of our first times, I guess, going through this kind of thing. We used to hurricanes. We're not used to snowstorms.
Right.
But, and I realize a lot of people in the southern part of the parish may not have the water pressure they used to. And I told the people this morning, I get it. I think water irritates people more than electricity.
It does. I've had a number of calls. Yeah. It's and listen, it's not that you don't think that the pipes may break. It was for us the lack of communication. So we have a board member under, I guess, on the water board. Mm-hmm. Okay, that is for my district. Mm-hmm. It's the lack of communication. We don't have. It's not that we don't have pressure. We don't have water at all. The lack of communication to our fire chief, which really concerns me. So I think that we can sit down and figure out how to make a protocol to where the communication is definitely being had, because that's the one thing that I do. Mm-hmm. You can look on my Facebook. People can disseminate what they need from that part of it, to where if you're in this area and you need to know about water, you're in this area, you need to know about distribution or anything that it may be, it is up to you to go and read them and figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. I'm putting the information out, whether it's good or bad or ugly, but it's out there. And that's where I began. It's almost like you panic a little, because I knew people were going to get up in arms about not having water, okay? Mm-hmm. So our particular thing, I sent it in right away. 3 minutes of getting it, I sent it in. And he emailed back some about the video, but there was no way for me to get a better video. It was just not happening. But he had the address, when I sent it in to Waterworks, to Mrs. Sobert. If you had a problem, you could have easily called me. I'm thinking that this is going to be in the queue of getting fixed, because Lashbrook is a problem. That pipe right there. It's not the first time that it's broken. And so those things need to be dealt with. Now I want to know, I have more questions, like how many times has it broken? Has it broken in the same place? Are we putting a Band-Aid on it? What's happening on those issues? But I think that the lack of communication is the thing that worries me the most in that part, because I did text, I did call the number that whomever texted me back provided, and there was no answer. And he may have been busy at the time, and I get that. Mm-hmm. But there's a board member there who is still not communicating. Nice guy. Mm-hmm. I don't really know him very much, because the last council person put him in office right before I got in. I need someone who is going to be a communicator.
Let me tell you what I did. So I called Mike Sobert this morning. He's going to come on about 10:30, it's 9:50 now, and he wants to sort of lay out why things happen. And when you really, and I've been knowing Mike for a long time, when you really, I learned this in Ida, the layout of the water system in Terrebonne Parish is complicated, would be a good word.
I can imagine.
And so I think in talking with him, he has his bosses are the board. Naturally, you're talking about a board member. Mm-hmm. And he has some other things he wants to explain. So I think the best, when I said it, I complimented you this morning. I said, one thing about Kim, she's going to put it out there, and try to get something done about it. So kudos to you.
Yeah.
And I think the best way to do it is put it out there and let everybody sort of work it out, because I do agree with you. Protocols are important. We shouldn't wait a year from now after an ice storm. We should do it while it's fresh. That way the next time we have one,
Yes.
and it may be 25 years from now, your kids can go up and go, okay, well, this is what they did 25 years ago, and have some kind of idea about what takes place. So, but I also get it for the people without water. It sucks. Let me just be honest.
But they're adapting. Listen, they don't like it. It's the lack of communication is where the issue becomes. Because listen, I got on a phone call with Jason, with the parish president, Carly, the council chair, and our communications guy, Robbie
Lee.
And so we're all talking and we're asking questions, and Jason, our parish president, did provide a number of things that he could do to get waterworks there. It's just the manner in which the conversation happens that we're not getting the information. If he told you everything that was the issue in that phone call, I don't understand why it was not spread out for the parish president, for the council chair, and for myself.
Yeah, and I think that's why I want him on, because I hate speaking for people, but I think at some point, like I'll tell you, a businessman called me last night. I'm losing track of my day sometimes, wanting to know, when can my people come back to work? So you're right. Communications is a key. So I called Sheriff Tim Saunier at the time, because he's been readily available. I mean, Johnny on the spot. And so he put something out with HTV and on Facebook real quick to sort of let people know what to do. And you're right, a lot of it's on the fly. It's not going to be something, I have that printed out already. You got to work on the fly. It's fluid as we go through it. So I think Mr. Sobad's biggest thing he wants to explain, and I'll let him explain it when he comes on, is I think he said he was told not to traverse the roads with all the employees, but I don't know what transpired from that point. So I want to hear what he has to say.
So the 9 a.m. call, according to the council chair, according to the parish president, was for non-essential workers. Water's essential in my eyes. And if it isn't, then we need to know, and we need to fix it in that part of it. And because that was said.
When was this call? Yesterday morning?
9 a.m. call. Yes, it was yesterday morning in which they were on it. And then the call that we were on, I think, was more at a little bit before 1, because the videos that I sent you are timestamped in some of those. Because my job, I told him, I said, I'll get on the road myself. And I would go make sure, because he kept talking about, the roads being icy. The roads were fine. Absolutely fine. I had called, I think it was, I talked to the sheriff, and he had told me that the roads were
This is your
good.
video you sent us,
Yes. I sent from Bayou Drive, 5200 block, going all the way up. I went to Highway 58 on the Sarah Bridge. Then I went down Highway 56. We did not encounter not one piece of ice on this. Now, if Waterworks is not fixing it themselves and they have a contractor, then my next question would be, why would you not have somebody in place here just in case? So I have I'm a person with a lot of questions, Martin.
Yeah.
Listen, Robbie Lee will tell you, that agenda comes out, I must have 50 questions. You know why? Because I need to understand things. I need to understand how it works so that I can better equip people. Had we known that they were going to shut the water off, my first call would have been to the chief to make sure that she has enough water. My second thing would have been to put it out to people to say, hey, fill your bathtub, or take the snow and melt it and do what you have to do. And those are the important factors of being communicated with, of getting that information and getting it out to the public.
And those are legitimate questions. That's why I want to talk to Mike too and say, Mike, tell us, what's problematic for you, what could have been done. And I love it sometimes when people come on and go, okay, yeah, we could have done better there. It tells me that their heart's in the right place. But I always learn in these kind of things that, tensions get high, but I've always known you'll go after what you want, but you're very reasonable too. If somebody gives you a good reason, you'll lay
No,
back a
if
little
there
bit.
is
Yeah.
something there that he did not communicate to me, help me to understand it first. Because I'm not an idiot. I can understand a lot of different things, and listen, it might take me some time to see where you're coming from, but I will sit there and listen, and then I can put that out to people. My thing is that I am a communicator. It's what I do. And that you can check the Facebook page because it's what I've been doing for the last year or so.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't had time to look at all the Facebook. The people are sending me photos left and right. And I'm even putting my phone up and showing them that way because it takes too hard. It's too hard to download. Jason, we have another video that Kim. Oh, you showed all three. Okay,
Well,
so
there was also the lash book where the water was still coming out. So the water is still coming out in that pipe.
Okay.
It's a major mess in that area. But it's.
How many homes are affected? Do you know?
I do not know. That was another thing. Like we didn't know. We were told that with the breaks, but we don't know which break affects which one.
Right.
On that. So there are homes in Dulac. There are Chauvin, Montague, Berg, and then I think he said part of Lafourche that do not have water.
Okay.
It's pretty big.
Well, I guess the hope is to get water on as soon as possible, but Mike's supposed to come on at 10:30.
Right.
How about we let him lay out everything, and then if you have further questions, come on and ask. I mean, that's what I told
Absolutely.
everybody, and thank you for coming. The doors are open. I tell everybody, come sit up here and talk.
I learned. Listen, it's a one thing. So my whole thing is that I fix problems. That's what I work on. And so when you're so dead set on getting things fixed, you're not thinking outside of it. And so now I'm like, okay, open door, got it. I have this thing now. I just have to, I have to get it in my head to do this. So
I know everybody when they're fixing problems, they don't think, well, let me get in the car and drive to HTV. But throughout 40 years, I've had congressmen, senators, governors come in during storm events, sit up here. And, as you can tell, you just walk right in and come sit down and talk to the people, and that's the way we like it. And then, and then I always give the other side a chance to come on, sit down and talk to the people. But we'll do it in a civil discourse, and we're going to get some things done.
Yeah.
And I know you love your parish, and I know you love getting things done, and I know you like action. So
I'm a doer.
That's what we're going to try to do.
I'm a get it done kind of person. Listen, yesterday I was trying to figure, I even told the parish president, I said, I'm almost at the point of going figure out, because, we have tractors down the Bayou, we have excavators, we have all kinds of stuff down the Bayou. And like we can get American Marine to open up, we can see what we need, just trying to patch things. That's just what we do. And so it's just trying to figure that out. But, on this, I am just wanting to get information. People are calling me left and right. I can't answer the questions because I have no information.
And guess what? We in the same boat.
Right.
People calling me, and you'll hear me sometimes go, all right, get troops. Somebody just asked about Fouchon. Get troops on. She answered the question. But those 8 o'clock meetings, and I've been on there for an hour, you can't get information till because everybody's in the meeting.
Right.
So now it's going to start opening up a little bit to where we can get, got a water outage in 308 in Thibodaux, but we can't talk to Lafourche officials till they're out the meeting. So things take a little time. And
I even understand those things. I wrote a letter to all the board members and asking for the protocol, because I want to know what it is. Because if it needs to be revised, we need to do it now. I've asked my fire chief to tell me what she would have had to do to prepare for this, and the importance of each thing. And as she gets me that, I'm going to get it to the board members on the water board, because I think it's important that they understand that in case of dire circumstances, people are thinking you can just draft from the bayou. I got firefighters telling me, not with all the mud. So now we're looking at a whole different scenario.
I was going to ask you that, but let me do this. I got Mitch Armstrong. Just sit right in and enjoy yourself and drink your coffee.
No problem.
We have Mitch Armstrong on the phone from Lafourche Parish. Mitch, are you there?
I am, Morton. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I know y'all been having meetings and doing a lot of things. I got a couple of calls from Lafourche on the 308 side. Very nice lady said they've lost water pressure. Are you aware of that?
Yes, we are. In fact, when one of the the things that we were discussing in our conference call here just a few minutes ago was addressing the water pressure. We were on the phone with the water district. We are experiencing some low water pressure from a high level of use over the course of the last couple days. Of course, they are in the process of pushing more water into the system. They are telling us that they expect to see an increase in water pressure throughout the next hour. It won't be up to normal, but it will certainly be an increase in water.
Okay, good.
So that's the current status here for the water system.
Yeah, and a lot of times when they're asking me, like I had a gentleman from Terrebonne said in Gibson he lost water pressure, but come to find out, well, you know, as I talked to him, he admitted I lost it from my own feeder pipe, you know, the ancillary pipe coming off the main, so it wasn't the main. So a lot of people are breaking at their own responsibility in their own pipe. So that's why it's key to identify what is breaking. Is it the main or is it your feeder pipe going to your house?
Yeah, so we have experienced a lot of drop in water pressure, mainly from broken water lines on residences, things of that nature. We have lifted the curfew effective 9 o'clock. That way businesses can open, particularly hardware stores and the likes. That way folks can get on the road and
Right.
get some groceries and get parts that they need to be able to repair any broken lines, et cetera. So we're definitely encouraging those businesses to open. We're asking any folks that do get on the road to please still be careful. There is some residual snow and some ice in some places, so to take their time and drive a little bit slower, give a little bit further distance away from other vehicles, and to be careful when they're braking and those.
Yeah, we had a
things
lot
as
of
well.
drone footage from Thibodeau and Lafourche yesterday, and maybe Jason could roll in while I'm talking to you. But yeah, you make a good point, because right in front of HTV, it looks like the regular road, and it's black ice, and we've been watching cars hit it this morning. And if Jason loses that graphic real quick, you can see right where that ice ends, it looks like the road. That's actually a sheet of ice. So sometimes they hit it, they slide to another little ice right up ahead, and they almost slide through the intersection. So see these cars going real slow? People get it. They're heeding the warnings that y'all have been putting out. And Ms. Trooper Tia Larvadan from State Police Troop C told me that they haven't had any fatalities to report. That's great. But today's going to be critical, you're right, because the black ice, people want to get out, they're caged cats, but they got to be extra careful today, right?
Precisely. Again, we spent a lot of time yesterday salting bridges and cleaning bridge approaches and the like to be able to get the roads open. But for us, we want to just, encourage everybody to exercise an extra caution of safety. And if you need to get on the road, get on the road. But if you don't, if you want to get out to go and sightsee, I would encourage you to hold off of that. Let folks get on the road to go to work, get the parts that's necessary to maybe make some repairs to their houses. And then from there, we'll be able to get some more photographs, enjoy what snow we have left in the yard. Because it's certainly going to start defrosting even quicker today with the temperatures getting up into the 40s.
Yeah, and Mitch, y'all are, the schools are still closed, until at least through today?
Schools are definitely closed today.
For Lafourche, I'm talking about, not Terrebonne, yeah.
That's correct. For Lafourche Parish, Superintendent Martin will have to make a decision about what he decides for schools for tomorrow, and that'll be his call.
All right. We appreciate you. You've been Johnny on the spot with us. We appreciate that, Mitch, and thank you so much. And so once again, just to reiterate, water pressure will gradually come back today in some of those areas that don't have it?
That is correct. And Water District said they will be out in force looking throughout their operational areas to see if there's any additional leaks that they need to work and whatnot. And they said to keep an eye on their Facebook pages for any type of press releases they may put out.
Okay, Mitch, thank you so much for joining us and getting that information out, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Martin.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come right back with Councilwoman Kim Chauvin. Don't go away as we continue to cover, hopefully, the final aspects of one of the big snowstorms of 2025.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.
All right, welcome back. We're with Councilwoman Kim Chauvin. We appreciate her coming in and been talking about the water pressure and some of the areas, and I know you're very passionate about it. And I'm glad I know you well enough, and I know Mike Sobert well enough. We're gonna get to a happy medium, no matter what it takes. And that's my goal is in these things is for people to just, be passionate, love your parish, fight for your people, and at the end of the day, we get a plan.
Oh, definitely.
It really works.
That's what this is.
And that next time we go around, we go, we did this last time and it worked.
That was the whole reason for putting it out. If I need communication from someone and I can't get it, then I'm going to let people know what's happening on my side of it. Because a lot of times people just think that Terrebonne Parish has everything to do with the waterworks. It's not how it works. I can't just tell them, hey, go fix my spot right now. I wish I had that power.
It's sort of like the levee districts with the parish pump stations,
Right.
and a lot of people pile them all into one thing.
Yeah, and it's just not understanding how it works. But for me, I would love if we had a list of his priorities of how this is going to get fixed. I realize that there's more than one crew. So if you can kind of just give a list, even to the parish president, that way he can get it down to us, I think that would be good too. That's the way communication should work, where you're hitting and then you're getting down to the others, and so that we can get the information out to the public. That's what I'm vying for at this point.
Glad you came on. You should send us some videos and everything. And so like I said, I think Mike Sobert's coming on about 10:30. We're waiting on the parish president to call. I know Councilman Clyde Hamlin's coming on.
Oh, that's cool.
Jay, have we heard from any more council people? Brian Pladja is coming on. So we got a few that are taking this up. So let's just try to get some action and see what happens, see what the day brings. And
they better go enjoy that snow, because that sun is about to hit. It's about to be water.
Did you make a snowman?
Yes, we did. I took about a half an hour. My husband was so mad at me because I've been on the phone all day yesterday. But we built the snowman with the grandkids and my daughter and stuff. So they had a blast. They've been snow fighting for 2 days now.
How many grandkids you have?
So I have 12. I have 12 grandkids, but only I had 5 of them. 5 of them were home. And so they did the snowball fights all day. They would run in, run out, run in, run out. I can't tell you how much water. I could have saved a whole bunch of water from them coming in and out, but I had them go get snow. We balled it and, use it for restroom facilities and stuff like that. I went and do the same thing for my mom, which is a couple doors over. We put it in a crab pot. It takes a lot of snow to melt to make water. I was just like, oh my God.
Look, we had a water main, one of ours, break in the attic here at HTV.
Oh my goodness.
And so they were filling up the garbage cans with snow yesterday so it melts so they could use it for the toilet.
Yes.
Improvision.
No, you do
You
what
got to
you have to
improvise
do.
all the way. Kim, thank you so much for coming on, and we appreciate it. Keep that passion, and we'll make it through.
Oh, yes. I didn't want to say this. I have the sheriff has brought in some water, so I'm going to be bringing it to elderly and those with small kids, and it's drinking water. It's not anything else, but he's been very, very good about that. So that's where I'm headed. I'm headed back to Chauvin to try and divvy out some water for our residents.
Oh, great. That's good news. All right. Thank you so much, Kim.
Thank you.
Once again, Kim Chauvin. She's the vice chair of the council. And we'll take a break. A lot more. We'll take a double break here. We got to make up a few commercials, pay our bills, and then we're coming back. Got a lot more.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.